Bless you.
Thank you. Whew. Sneezes
What is
today.
up, everybody? Welcome back to another Sunday night, 8 p.m. episode here on Darknite Radio. I'm one co-host of this airplane, Mr. Dwayne Holmes. Of course, y'all know me by now.
To crash us.
We also got three other co-hosts, Sherika, Lauren, and Jackie here with us as well.
What's up, guys?
I didn't even wave.
Without further ado, we welcome back Mr. Chuck Banks to Darknite Radio too. It's been a little bit, but we got you back again. I think we had you on when we first started back up.
Yeah,
You were
I
our
was
first
gonna say.
guest.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but time flies in this business, right?
Yes, it does. So, I know. Do you got? What have you been up to? I should say.
Well, Death the Show has been newly revamped. There are 10 episodes up now. You can follow us on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Facebook. The whole gambit. This coming Wednesday night, we're going to have a brand new topic, which is going to be pretty exciting, and it's going to be Fast Henry. They're a heavy metal rock band, kind of a tribute band out of Ottumwa, Iowa. I'm hearing a lot of interference. I don't know what's going on. Okay. But anyway, doing the podcast again with my co-host Ghost Bait, aka Brian Kuhn. I've been investigating a little bit with Short Bus Paranormal again. I'm always writing and doing that sort of stuff. Plus, there's kind of some new things coming down the hatch that I'm not ready to fully share yet, but I will tell you it's going to be out of this world, and we're going to rock some new theories, and I'm going places I've never gone before, like on the cryptid side of things, chasing Bigfoot. So it's really exciting. Lots of new things coming up, and I'm still teaching, still coaching, and doing that sort of stuff, and it definitely keeps me young.
I thought I stayed busy, but dang.
How's the coaching going? Y'all doing pretty? Is it off season right now, or are you on season? You coach baseball, or?
No, I coach track for the first time in my over 20-year career. Now you can say that I've coached everything with the exception of swimming, which I'll never coach swimming, so probably not going to get that entire gambit. But football seasons, it's the off season. When summer picks up, we'll be starting football again and doing those sorts of things.
Somebody's
Hey,
going crazy.
Judy.
Yeah,
Hey, Nick. Hey,
Hey,
Joni.
Sandy
Sandy.
Hickey.
For the
Hey.
comments on Facebook.
We got
on my
Sandy
phone.
Hickey. We got Judy, Diane,
Nick.
Joni,
Nick.
Nick. What's up, Nick?
Nick. Is it the Nick that I know, or is it
Yes.
another? Okay. Just
Nick
checking.
Pashusta.
All right. Founder, and lead investigator of Short Bus Paranormal. Follow him.
Facebook, TikTok.
I don't think they're on TikTok. I know they
Oh,
have
you
an
didn't get
account.
them on the TikTok train?
Well, they follow me and they watch my stupid videos, but that's about it.
Oh, Chuck's on the
I
TikTok
know,
train.
I know Chuck is, but I figured, he had Short Bus on there too.
Well,
Hey,
they're-
Rob.
we get a lot of those guys going through. I don't see like Rob's comments or anything like that. Rob's the man too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Robert
And
Gray?
I tried to duet with you on that video. It still shows that there's not an option.
It should be fixed now. So you can download my. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. Excuse me.
And Judy from Dickinson, Texas. No, Diane, we've missed you.
So, do you got any big investigations coming up?
Or any new books?
Oh well, there's always new books in the clink. I think I've started writing 4 or 5 books. A couple of them on paranormal, and a couple of them in like the Project Overthinker thing that I've utilized and fired up. Other than that, man, it's just kind of see as I go. I do have some investigations, planned this summer. I'm going to be going to a location in Indiana that's going to be pretty lit with Short Bus Paranormal, and we'll be doing videos and all sorts of stuff, and it's going to be pretty exciting.
These comments are
cracking
some of
me
these
up.
comments, Chuck.
Oh boy! Hey, hey, Mr. Frey, you still gotta do that duet if you can, man. Just throwing that out there.
Did you see his TikTok video he done shouting out to you?
Yes. It's put me in, coach. He's gonna have to do a little bit of exercise and really fight for a spot on my team. I'll tell you that. But he's got some good form. You better watch the dead air, man.
Oh, no dead air.
George Turner will be kicking your ass.
No dead air.
You keep it from dead air. I got the comments.
No dead air. Sorry, I was sidetracked by the comments.
Well, you're easily sidetracked because when I come on, later in the evening on Sunday after my show, I'm normally doing some clickbait against you guys.
Yo. Robert said I do, man. I do. So.
How many books do you have out now?
Right now I have 18 books. You can go to Amazon, type in Charles Banks author, and there's a plethora of literature out there. Frankly, some people didn't like Hell Comes Home, and you know what? Not all my what do you call it? My experiences are going to be for everybody else. So. Sandy says that the feed is a bit garbled at times.
Yeah, you get choppy. I don't know. Nope. I mean, it's just us and you talking. I don't know if we're getting choppy too, or.
Well, it's hard to tell, man. It's probably the demons in my basement, right?
Chuck is in his very haunted ass basement right now, y'all. So.
And I'm not saying I have demons in my basement, which I don't. But I do like to, basically. I used to experience some pretty demonic activity and dark stuff within this particular basement. But, over the course of the last few years, I've been able to kind of, get past all those darker times. And, I feel better. I think people say I look better. It's probably because of the beard. I got to throw this out there, Nick Bashusta. I'm alone in my basement right now.
Could be the dolls, too.
Hey, Lacey.
Yeah, got a couple of them back there, Okay.
Yeah, he's got some dolls, and those are Lauren's favorite. Lauren said she needs one.
Well, I can certainly make sure that she sees these particular dolls when you guys come up to investigate in Northeast Missouri.
Yeah. Lauren's like, nope, I'm good. Robert, he said he got that fixed, so check that again. Robert said he was going to, but there isn't an option to stitch or do it. He said he thinks he's got that fixed.
I hope.
Sandy said the beard suits you, Chuck.
Well, I appreciate that, Sandy. It's been a long time since I've got to see her live too. If you followed me last night, whether it's on the TikTokers and the whatever, I actually posted some videos of some live music. It was my wife's 39th birthday. Actually, it's her 49th, but I'll continue to say it's the 39th for as long as we live, probably.
Oh yeah. Well, happy belated birthday to your wife.
I think I wished her a happy birthday on your post. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and she appreciated all the comments and the love that she got. So
yeah, I don't do Facebook anymore.
Man,
I have Messenger, but I deleted the Facebook app. I don't do Facebook anymore.
I will go in there and duet your TikTok now that it's fixed.
That a baby.
But my experience that you was asking about scary paranormal experiences, and then you should be very familiar with mine. A car accident that almost cost me my life experience. when I went off the road and hit a concrete culvert at about 40 miles an hour because of a spirit that I had crossed over unknowingly, that I guess another soul, or the soul snatcher, had dibs on that soul, and I crossed it over before they could get it. So in return, it came after me.
Craziness, man. It's all craziness. Nick, I appreciate you staying up and watching me for a little bit. I know I haven't got a chance to watch a lot of the feed from Edinburgh Manor, but it sounded to me like it was a little bit more normal, per se, instead of dark. So lots of love to you, man. Thanks for coming on and watching.
All right. That's what I said. We're glad you're here. And Lacey, Dwayne's sister's joining in and watching us. So you've got a lot of people in here tonight. So you're asking people, like you were tagging them on TikTok about their scariest experience. What's yours?
I have several. I don't know. Are you saying like jump scare type stuff? Or are you talking about the deepest, darkest, experience that I've ever experienced?
Either one or both.
Well, anytime that you see stuff move, it definitely it definitely gets you jarred up. And I did catch a little hell from my my video of the door opening up at the Cambry house a couple weeks back, because they said, I said you're affecting my fear, and I really didn't mean it like that. I meant more like a jump scare, like that unknowing bridled hysteria and adrenaline that packs you. Right. But if I was to look back at the darkest experience ever, it would have been I can't think of the well, actually it was 43 years ago. I was 6 years old. I was with my parents, and we were out in Omaha, Nebraska, at a National Sheriff's Association convention, and we were kind of walking through there, and a lady grabbed my arm and says that you're evil. And obviously my dad, being of law enforcement, was pretty ticked about it and things like that. That scared me because as a little kid, I've always had a fascination with death, darkness, and all that sort of stuff. Was she saying that I had evil around me, or was she saying that I was evil to the core? And that really scares a person, and it brings you to that realization. Even looking back, 43 years ago, looking back on that moment, and being at the I would say genuine childlike state, and having an adult say that it scares you, because not all of us, when we're born, we're not born evil. And I'm not an evil person, for anybody that knows me. I mean, there might be people out there, the haters are going to hate, but I'm not an evil person.
No, not at all.
We all have.
Jackie, what would you say yours is?
Jackie?
Yeah.
What would you say your scariest moment in the paranormal field was?
We go to the friend's house, and when you go around her sister's room, somebody would stay in there. And we decided one night we're going to stay in there. And this some figure appeared over by the window, walked over to the bed, hovered over us, and then went back to the window and disappeared.
Ooh, that would be scary.
And ever since then, I'm curious.
Lauren, what about yours?
Probably not really scary, but the most freakiest one when we was at the Fee House, and me and Dwayne and Robert were upstairs.
We lost Chuck for a minute.
Uh-oh. You get disconnected?
Yeah, you can go ahead and keep it rolling.
Go ahead, sorry.
Dwayne probably remembers, but I know Roberto remembers this, where we were upstairs and Michael was using me to challenge Roberto. Remember that, Dwayne?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
And
Was that at the fee house or was
Yeah.
that the brothel?
It was at the fee house. We were upstairs in that maid's quarters, I guess it was.
Hey, Tammy.
The one, that room that's in the attic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was using me to challenge Roberto. And it was freaky because I had like no control over it. I was saying some crazy shit.
Right.
That was probably the freakiest. And I think that one time, I don't think Sherika was on the team yet. I don't think. It was when we were at that hotel God, what was the hotel? That one on Midland?
Oh, the Garden Lodge.
Yeah, where I was in that room by myself, and it was saying my full name.
Yeah, I was there.
Were you there?
That was like right after.
Yeah, Sherika went with us.
That was right after I joined, but yeah.
Yeah, and I was in that room by myself, and it was saying my full name, and that was crazy. That was kind of creepy.
Yo, I would have to say mine.
There you are.
There he is.
Welcome back, buddy.
Well, things happen, I guess. I'm not going to blame any spirits on that one. I'll blame like old age and clicking the wrong damn button.
Yeah, I would have to say mine would be when we was at Leard Cemetery.
Huh.
And
That one was brutal.
I don't even know what you would call that. Like,
Which one? We've been to some crazy.
when it was all of us and that thing like came over me or whatever. Yeah, Leard.
Yeah, Laird was something.
It was us and Tim and Justin at the time.
And I don't know what word you would use to call it, but it was like I kept getting drawn to this certain grave. And at the time I would wear like a belly button ring and it had a cross on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept saying, I feel like he wants me to take my cross off. And Dwayne's like, no, don't do that. We need to go. And like, as we were as we were walking out, like I couldn't hardly walk. My legs were heavy. And I stopped and I bent down because like it was taking everything I had just to walk. And it was almost like a blanket got thrown over me, but it was like complete darkness. And the next thing I know, I wake up in a parking lot.
Me and Justin had to play Exorcist that night.
Like I said, I don't know what you would call it. If it took me over, I don't know what the right word for that. But that was my scariest just because I don't know what happened. Like,
It's a freaky in any sense when you can't control, when you're aware of kind of what's going on, but you can't stop it.
I wasn't even aware of it. Like,
well, I mean, at the beginning, you were aware.
Yeah.
I remember you talking.
At the beginning,
you knew
it
it was going to
was-
happen. Yeah, it was.
at
happening.
the beginning, it was really weird because it was like he kept pulling me over there and I didn't want to leave. And I was like, okay, like I knew something was off, but I didn't know how to stop it.
Yeah, it's just like, that's what freaks me out. Is like when I get too into it and I lose control and I don't have any control over what I'm doing or saying. That's what freaks me out.
Yo,
And it's just like, I don't like that feeling at all. Even if it's good or bad, I just don't like it.
that's why I'm glad we have the team that we do because I trust y'all to where I know if anything like that was to happen to me, I've got
Yep.
Dwayne
Dwayne
people
or Roberto
around me
wasn't
that
there.
either know what to do or
Yep.
can get in contact with people,
Right.
So
So
that's why
Thank you, Nick.
They were there to pull me out of it because I had to, leave the room.
And Judy, we actually have returned to Leard Cemetery.
We need to go back though. It's been a hot minute. It's been a year or so.
I
Year
know
and a half.
Jackie's wanting to do a cemetery. I just personally, I've gotten to where I don't like messing with the cemeteries. And I think a lot of it has to do with that night. I don't know. I got to where I personally don't like them. Not to say I wouldn't do them, but
I want to go back to Old Union really bad.
it's not the same for me anymore.
Old Union's been calling me back for a while. I've been thinking about that place a lot.
What's your thoughts on that one, Chuck? Investigating cemeteries.
Well, I used to do that quite frequently. I don't do that as much anymore, but I try to leave it so the dead can rest. But the dead can come to you anywhere, anytime, any place.
Right.
But if there are like a darker cemetery or a darker presence, I do like to investigate, those certain rationale to figure out what's going on.
Right.
Right.
But
Sounds like
yeah.
weird.
Why do you feel there's so many spirits at a cemetery?
Well,
I mean, just I didn't mean to cut you off, but just like to me, it's like, why would you want to haunt some place you're buried at if you're going to haunt somewhere? I mean, that's.
Think of it. Think of it like this, Dwayne. Think of it like the veil is so thin, it's all around us, and we can't even explain it. But like a thought, just think if you're going and you're reading names and things like that, and the spirit, obviously that was the last place that where the body was consumed into the dirt. But even that thought and that action can bring the spirit, in a representative situation. So maybe that's why cemeteries could be haunted or things like that.
I agree with that one, and then I'm going to even go a step further because, like Old Union, one of them that Lauren was mentioning, I think at Old Union, like in the trees, at the tree line, there's definitely a darker presence, but I don't feel like it's connected to the cemetery. I feel like it's connected to something that was there before it was a cemetery.
Yeah, I mean that's a definitive possibility. I think ultimately at the end of the day, when we pass on to the next realm of existence, it's going to be strange, knowing the answers, I guess, and
right.
a lot of times, when you look at the paranormal, it's like the pot calling the kettle black. It's we're really making assumptions, or we're promoting our opinions and things like that in representation of what life is like beyond the veil of existence. And I think too often we overthink those experiences, and sometimes it can play on your fear, or sometimes it can promote itself in a different mannerism.
And exactly what you said too. These are just thoughts and opinions or theories. Another one that I have, and it goes for anywhere, not just cemeteries, but anywhere. With the spirit being able to move as freely as they do. And like you said, if we're standing there reading their name or we're talking about them, they can move to anywhere to talk to us. So who's to say, like, if we don't say that same name, at our house or at a bookstore down the road, who's to say that they can't come to where we're at if we're trying to communicate with them?
And two, think of it like a spirit. A spirit may be crossed over into another realm of existence, but if you have some of the same mannerisms, or if you act like maybe their loved ones did, and maybe they haven't crossed over, in that representation, you're going to be people are going to be drawn to you in particular, even in the next realm of existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandy also said, see, that's what I think too, Dwayne. Why hang around, and hi, Jimmy, and why hang around a cemetery when you can go back to where you were happiest, or where you may have died?
And so much is life, and so much is in spirit. If someone's hurting or somebody's in pain, sometimes you're drawn to that. Even before, and we get bogged way down in the human side of things. As far as overthinking death and overthinking what it's like after we truly live. And I think at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's going to be impossible to answer definitively, mm-hmm. but it's not impossible if you feel it in your heart, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. It's just crazy. Like, I believe some of the spirits are trapped here. Not all of them. Some of them are here by choice. I believe that, but I believe that some of them are trapped here due to unfinished business, or maybe even, I'll even go as far as saying possibly guilt.
Well, think of it like this, Dwayne. If you if you're living your life the way you should be truly living your life in the now, not in the future, not in the past, in the now. And if you forgive yourself in the now, then at that aspect, maybe you can move on a little bit easier. But if again, that unfinished business, if you're feeling guilt, or if you're feeling remorse, or if you haven't forgiven yourself for that matter, then yeah, you could be stuck in what a lot of people call purgatory, limbo, the astral plane of existence, or whatever. And maybe too, maybe us as spirits do not want to leave our family members no matter what.
Right.
I know, like with my dad recently passing, and it was kind of weird because my mom's like always kind of been against what I do because she doesn't understand what we do. And me and my mom's actually gotten kind of close with it since my dad passed, but she was talking to me and she's like, I really feel that he's still here and I don't think he's going to leave until he knows that I'm okay. And it was just like my mom had a whole different outlook on it since she's going through it herself, with my father passing. Before that, she was like, well, you're doing the devil's work and you're trying to raise people from the dead. And I've had to explain to her I'm not trying to raise people from the dead. But now that my dad's passed it, and it's been 3 months now. Yeah, almost. No, 2 months. A little over 2 months. And we can still feel his presence and stuff. And my mom's like really getting a deeper understanding of what we do. So.
And, another take to all this, maybe, and again, this is a possibility. It's a theory to explore. But think of it from a parent's perspective, where you're trying to make sure that your son or daughter are never harmed. Man, you're putting that layer of protection around them all the time. And at that point, sometimes it goes too far. And sometimes you can take on that, a karmic imbalance, which could cause, harm and travesty and depression and all that sort of crap. Maybe it's like that in the spirit realm as well, where, hey, you know what? We just can't let go. And sometimes when that little light, when the light stops, with your chance to jump out at that particular point, sometimes maybe you can get lost. And I think too often in times, in the human realm of existence, we often get way too lost when it comes to our passions and our beliefs and our love for our own kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and kind of touching back on what you say, or what you said earlier about some loved ones refuse to leave. They don't want to leave, and I currently have one. Yes, I still love you. That is my daughter that was never born, which I'm sure you're familiar with by now. She's actually growing up in the afterlife. I know it may sound crazy, but just things that I've read and got from her, I know for a fact, and my guides.
I actually seen her physically.
That she's growing up in the afterlife, and she said she will not leave. Like, she's not. She said she's not leaving my side. She's not going nowhere. And whenever you mention leaving, it's like, upset. Yeah, she gets very upset.
Did you hear some voices there?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought I heard something.
Yeah, I heard something talking.
It's funny because, okay, just randomness here. Okay, me, Dwayne, and Jackie DoorDash. Well, when we're DoorDashing throughout the day on Facebook, we're in a group and we chat all day. While we're, a headphone earbud in my ear because I'm in and out of restaurants. The other day, Dwayne, we were driving and Dwayne's like, hey, do y'all know where this street is at? And I heard a male go, yes. And I'm like, did somebody just say yes? And they're like, no, we didn't. And I was like, okay, let me rephrase that. Who just said yes? Because somebody answered Dwayne specifically. It was pretty funny. I don't know who it was, but somebody answered it.
Oh, Jimmy Baker heard the voices as well. So,
hey, Jimmy.
Hopefully, it's not coming from back there. Anyway,
say no.
Yeah, and then today somebody said no. when we were door dashing. I can't remember what I said. Something. And somebody said no.
Another time and this is my daughter as well. She has spoke on one of our podcasts. I'd actually stepped out of the room, and Lauren and Justin were on the podcast. Lauren was in her car listening or something, and Justin was on the podcast. And you hear her go, "Thank you," as I was wrapping it up.
Justin was wrapping it up.
As Justin was wrapping it up, and Justin's mouth about dropped to the floor. Like he come out and he goes, "Somebody just said thank you on there." So I heard a little girl say thank you, plain as day. And you go back and listen to the recording, she's like, "Thank you."
It's better than calling you out by your name, right? I want to know how Dwayne continuously disappears in this podcast.
Right.
Because
He's a
we
ghost,
don't have
that's
a
why.
green screen.
Because you're
We
need
supposed
a
to have
green
a green screen to use a background.
Okay.
But
We're remodeling and my house looks really bad in the background.
like the
so-
wall behind me is all like no paint or nothing on it. It's just a drywall, so we don't want people to have to look at that ugliness behind us. So we just put the background up.
Once I get my house redone, or hopefully we'll have a green screen, but they're
Yeah,
probably-
we're in the middle of remodeling our house. So
Anybody have any questions out there in YouTube or Facebook land for me?
Yeah, and Diana had actually made this comment before you had started talking about your daughter, and I kind of feel like it's the same thing with your daughter. She said her deceased husband hung around his mother to help her cross over. And I kind of think your daughter's kind of doing the same thing. I think she'll cross when you do.
Sandy's back.
Guess who's back? Never mind. I don't have the copyrights to that. Don't block me. Oh, well, we're not on. Well, yeah, we're streaming to Facebook now.
I can tell you that in the matter when I pass, I will hang around for a bit.
This time
will or
around,
not?
Dwayne. This time around, I'm done. I'm gone. When I'm gone, I'm gone.
I don't know what I'll do yet.
Chuck
I don't know
says,
what that
when I'm
experience
gone,
is,
I'm
so-
gone.
Yeah, I'm done.
I will say I think I have a lot of business on the other side whenever I go.
Yeah, and I think we all have some business. Sometimes when you close your eyes and you meditate, you see things that in the human component, kind of frankly, it scares the hell out of you. Some of the things you see, but I don't know. Is it scary, or is it meant to keep us from exploring the possibilities of what lies beyond? I mean, why do we all have such an addiction with this thing called death, and what happens after we die?
Because it's the unknown.
Yeah.
Certain people fixate on certain things that they don't know.
We're always curious as human beings. That's in our nature. We're curious about everything.
I mean, wouldn't it be better though if we were curious about how the Cubs are doing in the seventh inning, instead of all of a sudden we're watching the Cubs in the seventh inning and you're thinking, I wonder what life's like after death. See, Project Overthinker has just forced me to overthink even more. Explore those questions we all have, right?
Yep. Sandy said, "I'm coming back to give investigators evidence."
All right. Hopefully it's a long time before that happens, Sandy.
Right.
Because I don't want to see on the way that looks, right? It sounds bad. I want to meet Sandy and give her a hug or whatever, but not in the spirit realm of existence. Let's live a while.
Yep.
Yeah, we've lost far too many people recently.
Yeah. Yes.
The ones that were very close to me. We lost one recently, or pretty recently, that was very dear to the paranormal community.
I lost a good friend, David Graham, here a couple months back. My father-in-law, my puppy, Bella. Well, she wasn't a puppy at that point, but
she was your baby.
Yeah, and then my mom, earlier in the year. So 2021 was not very kind. 2022 is not starting out that way, but that doesn't mean that we have to dwell. We can give thanks and remember the good memories that we had with those loved ones, and I think that pays a bigger tribute, Dwayne, than fostering us getting down in the dumps. That doesn't mean that we won't, because that's a human instinct. To feel the pain, to get mad, to get angry, and that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, man, when we can cheer. Basically cheer them on in the next round, and they can do the same. That fosters love. Now, how did I get to this point? How did I get to this rosy colored glasses of Chuck Banks? I would say coming a little bit closer to God and connecting with what resonates with me personally. And what that's done is that's made me a better man, a better husband, a better grandfather, a better teacher, a better coach, and a better friend. It's that thing when you become humbled, and I think 2020, 2021, 2022, here at the beginning, we've all been humbled to the point to where hey, you're left scratching your head saying, man, why are these damn prices going up so high? Man, why do I have to work so damn hard to put food on my table and things like that? Or damn, why is it that some people can get 3 million views on this person looking like this on TikTok when I have really good evidence, and sometimes it doesn't come, but it's humbled. I think the more humble we are, the better off we're going to be as a society as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
Yeah, we gotta remember not to get too wrapped up in our personal greed. And the things that we want but don't control type of shit.
But I will say that Chuck Banks, Death the Show, Death the Final Frontier, we're going to take this 2022 by the effing horns, and we're going to take it, man. We're going to take it this year.
There you go.
Okay. Anyway, and again, I'm very humble for the experiences and the opportunity.
Yep, and that's the biggest thing. A lot of people get bigger and they forget to be humble.
Yeah, it's the Putinization of the world, right? Putin.
Yep.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna
Dana says to get mad doesn't help anyone, but yet it seems like anger is like one of the easiest emotions to show and act on.
And frankly, this is because our society, the last 30 years have been so desensitized to sex, drugs, rock and roll, greed, nasty, anger, hate. We've been so desensitized to that it's created a world of overly sensitive adults. And I think oftentimes it's hard to eat that humble pie and realize our place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. For sure. The last couple of decades have been major changes amongst society as a whole. I'm not going to touch base on a lot of it because, that stirs the pot. But it's sad. It really is.
Well, what are you talking about, man? Stirring the pot, dude? I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, my psychic spidey senses are not working.
Stirring the pot.
My opinion on it is when they started taking God out of school and out of society and out of the public eye, our world started going to hell in a handbasket.
Well, and it's not just that. You take away a teacher's ability to discipline, or a principal's ability to discipline, and it's like a constant fight and a battle all the time. It just fosters ignorance. And like yesterday, we were driving back from my wife's birthday. I took her out to that concert, and we stopped in Mount Pleasant, Iowa, and we're pumping gas. I go inside to go to the bathroom, and a carload of boys, called my son an FAGGIT. Am I angry at them? If I would have been there, I probably would have, said some stuff too, and I shouldn't, But at the end of the day, man, we're not raising a generation of people that are humble and willing to be good citizens. It's sad. It's really a sad state.
Yeah, like Sandy said, and taking parents' ability to discipline away.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
our roommate can hear the podcast in the other room. He's on 1963 is when it started. It's been downhill since then.
Well, and he's probably right. I know that Paul Harvey did a speech in the 60s and talked about, if I were the devil speech. And if you haven't listened to it, listen to it, because he's pretty much hit everything, kind of nail on the head. Bernard Weekend. I love your name, Bart.
Yep.
Old Bart, man, he gets canned from social media more than I change my underwear.
Oh man, I've been there a time or two.
Oh yeah, it's.
I did too for making a joke. I got banned for 6 months.
I've lost friends over some of my Facebook posts.
Yeah, and
that goes into what we're talking
well,
about.
Well, that really wasn't.
But I'll get political here. At the end of the day, guys, we have to learn whether or not you're a righty or a lefty. Yet we have to learn to be able to have positive, engaging conversations to basically pull each other together instead of pushing away. And I'm hearing a woman talk in the background. It's really weird.
I don't know. There's no females
Could be
here.
my daughter.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, everybody's lost the ability to agree to disagree and still be friends.
Yeah, and but I'll be honest. I'm human. I blocked people that I shouldn't have. I've had some pretty engaging arguments with people that I shouldn't have, and frankly, we're all human beings, so we got to learn to also say, you know what? If I did anything in the past, man, I'm not the same person I was even 10 minutes ago.
Exactly.
Yep, and the main thing is we got to learn and grow from each other.
Absolutely.
Everybody could just focus on being a better version of themselves every day. Then.
But there's so many of us, including myself.
But I have the answer to that. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you truly want to get better as far as a better human being, then you have to not just set goals, you have to write those buggers down, and you have to cross them off as you hit it. And every week, I start in the classroom. What's my main goal? My main goal is to make a damn difference, a positive difference in these kids' lives. And when I write it down, I do it. But when I don't write it down, you know what? I have rough weeks and I fall back. Well, I fall back, and as a human, as cliche as it sounds, we're constantly, we're banged around like a ping pong ball sometimes.
Yep. And we actually started that. My daughter actually started that here. Unfortunately, we didn't follow through with it. But we had a deal in the living room, and we were going to every week write down a goal that we wanted to focus on that week, and then every week we would update it. And then life happened, and we kind of slacked off, and
Sure.
we quit doing it. But
Sandy's got a valid point. I'll never block a friend, but I would block an acquaintance, and I agree. And the only my kind of humble pie when you look at something like that is if they're not paying the bills. And if they're taking your love away from something, then block them, get rid of them, because at the end of the day, it's my space, and sometimes you have to take back your space.
Yeah.
Man, I sound like Tony Robbins or something.
See, mine, and like I said earlier, you know, I got rid of Facebook. For me, mine was, I don't know why, but like I'd be scrolling and like I would see something, like certain people would post something, and I'd dwell on it.
Yeah.
Like I would almost let it consume me. And I was like, you know, I realized that, and I'm like, you know, I'm done with it. Like, I'm done with the drama. I still have Messenger because there's, you know, certain people and friends I have that's, you know, all across the world that's how we communicate. So I still have Messenger to where I can communicate with the ones that I choose to communicate with. But outside of that, like, I don't do the, you know, the scrolling and the post and all of that just because I was allowing myself to get wrapped up in the drama of it and letting it consume me. And that's I don't want to base my day on a post I seen on Facebook. I didn't want to. I got tired of letting that control my mood for the day.
100%.
So I blocked it and went on. And honestly, it's been really freeing. And you know, I mean, I still have my accounts where if I choose to download the app again, I could get back on there. But it's been really freeing just not having that distraction. I'm able to focus on the things that really matter the most.
Dwayne?
What's up?
You know, you can't leave any dead air here.
Oh no, I can't do it. But yeah, and like Sherry said, though, I think a lot of our issue today is social media. I mean,
but without social media, you wouldn't be able to connect with moi.
True.
I mean, it does have its good points if you use it, you know. I mean,
now Diana Her has a question. Can I ask?
Yeah. You're froze, Chuck.
Oh, great. I'm back.
Chuck's froze.
You froze on us, Chuck. The spirits don't. Never mind. I ain't gonna blame.
Okay, yeah. Hey, you know what, Diane? I'm gonna answer the question. Until hell freezes over here. Yes. Your answer to your question is absolutely yes. Yeah. Now, I would be very careful asking that question. For the simple fact is that you got to make sure that they can come back and forth between this realm of existence. So, you know, if I'm like asking for my dad, hey, Dad, I'd really like to feel your energy right now, but I also want you to be able to go back with Mom, you know, who's passed over. I think we have to be as cognizant with spirits as we are with humans.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and like Cindy says, okay, right, I would never have met any of you guys, or Chuck, or, you know, there's a lot of people that we wouldn't have met.
We're very thankful for social media. I say social media. I mean, social media does have something to do with it. Our regular media as well is very good at twisting truth, making it out to fit their narrative, so to speak. A lot of media does that. A lot of media tries to keep us divided.
I mean, even going back to social media, it's kind of what you do with it too. Like for me, I allowed it to kind of control me to an extent. I allowed it to control my mood and set my presence for that day. So, you know, for me, I can't do it because I was allowing it. And like I said, it was only certain people. And, you know, maybe I could have just blocked the people and still been okay. But, you know, I'm not smart enough to do all that. I just deleted the whole thing. But, you know, for me, it was certain people posting on there that I allowed to consume me. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's all bad. It's just I didn't like the effects that it was having for me. So
we would never block you, Linda. You're amazing.
She's a stalker, man. I kind of like that.
Yep.
So, Chuck, do you do much reading anymore?
I've kind of limited that quite a bit. I would probably say it's more prophecy based, Dwayne, than than reading, like cold reads and stuff like that. I'm very careful because sometimes when I'm experiencing spirit, it can come in and it can do some damage at times. So you have to be real careful. And I would say that I'm real careful when it comes to that component.
Right.
So do you think that some of your issues that you were having prior came from that?
I would say you're probably 90% correct. Any time that you're totally enhanced in that, and now it's if it comes through, it comes through, and and I'll interact. But I don't just go out and do whether it's in front of a crowd or something like that. I guess I've been humbled, to the point to understand why God's given me this particular gift, and I think that's what it's about, man. It's a God-given gift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is. And honestly, at the end of the day, all of us have the ability to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all a matter of opening your mind and your soul up to know how to use it. And there again, you got to walk a very thin line not to cross certain boundaries.
Like for example, do you care if I say that one of the spirits that you may be struggling with? Are you okay with me saying that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure who the stringy-haired, bony, old, kind of hag-looking woman is, Dwayne, but you've obviously been feeling a little bit of anxiety. Maybe some heart palpitations, maybe some overwhelming grief at times, and this has caused some issue for you from this particular hag lady. And obviously, this is something also that you're having a hard time understanding and being able to basically perpetuate, what's going on and things like that, or, not understanding how you could be alone in a crowded room. Am I warm or am I cold?
Pretty warm there.
All right. I want you to close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth.
I'm getting chills.
I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, God, Yahweh, to administer me the ability to cut free this hag from Dwayne that's been bothering him for at least 9 months. 3, 2, 1. So mote it be, so let it be done, and it is done. Open your eyes, Dwayne. Do you feel better?
I feel like a lot of weight got lifted off my chest.
Yeah.
I got chills. And it's hot in my room.
That's Dwayne, that's really the kind of the readings and healing and things like that I'm real good at, and it's because God's given me that opportunity. And really, it's not me; it's God, and I'm truly thankful for that. You got to be real careful, buddy, anytime that you think about things in the past that are definitely hampering your development. For your God's gifts, and I just say that with all resilience and with love, man. I love you.
I love you too, brother. I know you've always had my back.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, Diane.
Linda. This says I've been called a hag before.
Oh, jeez. But
Jeez.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, I'm here to be one of God's warriors, and whatever He wants me to do, I feel called and compelled to do.
Yep.
Yep. And at the end of the day, we should all feel that way.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're Christian or whatever, all of them believe in a higher power.
Yep. It's what resonates with me. Got really quiet in the room.
Yeah, keep that dead air.
Keep that dead air. Keep the dead air up. No.
So
No.
what kind of interesting things do you have coming up? You touched on it a little briefly earlier, but
I'm going to hit the podcast circuit again. Yours is the first show, and I'm going to be hitting 2 or 3 shows here coming up in the future. I know next Saturday night it'll be my first 3-hour interview in a long time, and it's going to be on the airwaves, and I'll be posting that stuff. So follow me, Death the Show. You can check out my shows, as well as all the links. Like if you have trouble getting on Spreaker, man, you can click on that Facebook page, and we run that feed there. And we also run on iHeartRadio or Podbean or Podchaser, whatever. If it's out there, we're on it. And so I'm going to be doing that. I'm also I'll be filming for Sasquatch here, in the next few weeks, and it's going to be called the Twisted Death Files. It's not the Dead Files; it's the Twisted Death Files. And I add Twisted because my late good friend David Graham, he ran Twisted Paranormal Research Society, and it's something that I want to do. I want to carry on his legacy and search for the truth. And we're going to be filming at least 6 locations. I'm not going to tell you what the end is in mind, because obviously there's a lot of things out in the air right now, and it's exciting times to be alive. And I'm very excited, very humble. And it's exciting to come out of the retirement after 2 years of being off the airwaves and getting fired up and seeing a lot of my old, I won't call them fans because they're not fans. My old friends out there that they were kind of my radio groupies. I love them, man, and they're all coming back, and they're like, finally, Chuck's back, and it's going to be exciting times. And obviously, a book will appear sometime in 2022. I have grandbaby number 3 going to be born in June. So
congratulations!
So that's exciting. Hopefully, we can draw back the family. But ultimately, at the end of the day, 2022 is going to be about me continuing to become closer and closer to my wife, my soulmate, that just celebrated her 49th birthday, and my kids and my grandpup and stuff like that. And it seems like I'm slowing down a little bit, but I think it's slowing down on overthinking and things like that. But at the end of the day, guys, I'm gonna make 2022 my year to become the best possible version of myself, to where, if I die in 2022, which I hope I don't, I can go out saying, I love everybody. I love my experiences. And, first and foremost, I always went out to try to find the answers.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about.
So I'm just curious real quick. I know we're going to have to wrap it up. Everybody's got early mornings in the morning. But the candles in the background, does the colors represent anything, or is it just...
Yes, it definitely represents. I have black for the dark side. I have white in the middle because I like white light, and then I have purple or violet over on the other side. And when I'm connecting with Yahweh, God, Jesus Christ, the angels, all that sort of stuff, I try to embrace all facets of it, because in many regards we're so constrained to our past experiences and our dogmas and our religions that it's hard to break free. So I'm always trying to walk that center line and remain neutral, so I can find the answers that we're looking for, and to obviously, give thanks to the entire realm, not just the light things.
There you go. It's pretty
interesting. You're getting a lot of comments on there.
Yeah.
Well, Cindy G said hi, Jackie and Lauren.
Hey, Sandy.
I think earlier when Diana was asking that question, it was, did they want to come back? Because she said, I bet the spirits would say, no, they don't want to come back here. Just my opinion, and like we were talking about, we don't know definitely, but just my opinion, I feel like maybe some of them do want to be here and some of them don't want to be here.
Okay, so I have to say this. The name Jason is coming through, so maybe this is you guys, maybe it's somebody in the chat room, but the name Jason's coming through, and they want to know that and this particular person was in a car accident, and they want you to know that they did go to the light and they're able to come back and forth. So don't feel bad, about wanting that. And I don't know why that came through, guys, but the name is Jason.
It's not resonating with me, so maybe, like you said, maybe somebody in the chat or.
Sure.
Yeah, it has to be somebody because.
Of course, chat lags for a minute, so we don't have that answer.
Well, I look back, guys, at that time when you had that medium on that said that, and then I was feeding Dwayne full of information.
Oh my God, Dr. Phil boy.
Dr. Feel Good. Okay.
Oh my God,
Dennis, I can't even remember. I think it was Dennis.
And again, I'm sorry, God, that I brought up a name and that I'm poking fun, but he did kind of poke the bear that night. But
Chuck, you don't have no psychic abilities.
No, I don't. It's none. There's it's I don't. Again. I kind of look at it from the prophecy side of things, Dwayne, versus the psychic side of things anymore. I don't know.
Right.
It's what resonates with me, I guess. And Sandy says, I remember that weirdo. Okay. No, Linda, this Jason has passed in some type of a car wreck. So
we were just speaking about that episode, that podcast
Not
that we
long
did.
ago.
It wasn't on air. We were talking about it, but David Glidden. We had David Glidden on the show, and then after the show, we were talking to him about that episode, and I remember that. That's funny that we were just talking about that a couple of weeks ago, and then you mentioned it.
Lauren and her boyfriend.
Oh yeah, my visible boyfriend currently.
Yo, he told Lauren that she had a boyfriend, and Lauren don't have a boyfriend.
So I don't know whether or not you can see it or feel it, but there's a woman. She's beautiful. She's got brown eyes. She's wearing. It's not a veil. It's like almost like a crown, and she's showing herself in her 40s, probably early 40s, and she's grinning. I don't know who that particular person is. Maybe it's a family member of mine. I don't know, but she's kind of digging the vibe tonight. So. That's probably what Sandy says about me, though. I remember that weirdo. That Chuck guy.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know what color her hair is, Chuck?
Black. Jet black. Jet black.
Right, Sandy. But I'm going to go ahead. I don't know if we're supposed to throw this out there or not. Nobody told me not to. But we did have a couple of investigations lined up, and the place closed down. But don't worry, guys. We've got some stuff lined up. I don't think we've got a confirmed answer yet, but possibly toward the end of this month or next month, you'll see Darknite live with a what's the right word I'm looking for there? With a friend. With
Chuck Banks.
He said, "What's Chuck Banks?"
There we go. So the plans are, and it's in the process. Like I said, I haven't got the confirmed date. We had a confirmed date, but then realized it was Mother's Day weekend, and
I don't want to die.
That. Yeah, Dwayne don't want to die, so
you guys
we're changing that. But getting it confirmed, possibly the end of April or sometime in May, you'll see Darknite doing some stuff with Chuck Banks here.
Nice. And follow Short Bus Paranormal as well. I know that I'm going to be with them on the July 8th and July 9th Monroe House visit, and then I'm going to join them again towards the end of October at Malvern Manor and Edinburgh Manor in November. Other than that, what's that?
It's fire
Okay. Other than that, I'm going to be in northeastern Oklahoma on Native American land, potentially in June. And other than that, we've got a great show lined up for you on Death to Show this week. It's going to be extremely exciting to have a rock and roll band, Fast Henry, out of Ottumwa, Iowa. So check that out Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Follow Death the Show. Follow me on TikTok, for crying out loud. And, something just dropped. That's weird. And let's take this 2022 by the horns.
There we go, guys. So, we're going to go ahead, get it kind of wrapped up here. Everybody's got early mornings in the morning and all of that, but definitely follow Short Buzz, Chuck, Death the Show, Darknite.
And 2022 is about to ramp up. We hope to bring you a lot of investigations in 2022. Hopefully many locations that y'all haven't seen us do yet. That's pretty exciting. Working on a couple of those with Mr. Chuck as well. And then
we had some lined up, and it's just kind of fell through. I like Chuck's slogan there on "I'm going to take it by the horns" as well. It's been a really rough start to the year for us, but we're going to take it back.
But we ain't going away. We're coming back harder than ever. Thanks again, Chuck, for hopping on here and hanging out. And everybody out there, Facebook land, YouTube land, good night. We love y'all. We'll see y'all soon.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
There.